Sir, nobody can ban me. The only person that can possess me is my Lord and Savior. If you did not make me, you cannot possess me. Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Tolulopesolutions, and if you've been here, you know that it's my husband that talks like that. But hi, my name is Tolulopesolutions. I film about faith, marriage, motherhood, and lifestyle from Lagos, Nigeria. And we have like a new background thing going on today. So yes, if you're here for it, let me know in the description box below. Description box, I keep saying that. Let me know in the comment section below. Anyway, today's video, even though it's a serious one, I don't know why I'm trying so hard to water it down. But it's a serious one, guys. I feel like all of this is just me trying not to sound too serious, right? Because I'm passionate about marriage. I love the family life. You know me, like I can be indoors with my family, from my parents, my sisters, to my husband, to my daughter, like to my in-laws. I'm like a family guy, right? Like is my ministry, my first ministry after salvation. So that's why this is something we have to address, right? You that you're sitting in a toxic relationship, you that they're telling that you're a fool, that abusive relationship, is today that we're going to end it. Today I'm just going to tell you guys the things you need to watch out for, to let you know that you're in a very toxic relationship. Now, do I believe that, before I go into it, do I believe that a toxic relationship can still turn out healthy? Yes, to be honest, I really believe so. However, a lot of times it takes separation. And let me explain. You see how when a person is sick and the person is trying to get healed, a lot of times they will tell you, oh, stay off this, stay off that, don't do this, don't do that. That is separation. That is stay off exercise. For instance, if you have what's that thing we'll have in first trimester, hyperemesis, you can't even physically exercise anyway. Stay off this, stay off that, so that you can get healthy. And that is what it is for a toxic relationship for me. I mean, I feel like a lot of times those two people can still eventually end up together. However, it will take separation and each person using their drugs, especially the toxic one, working on themselves. And then if he's lucky, if he or she is lucky enough, the other person will still be available when the person is healed, when he or she is healed. So there is a stereotype, and I'll be honest, a stereotype that, you know, guys are the ones that are toxic. But fam, I have seen toxic women, I've seen toxic wives, right? And that's why I'm not going to be using he or she anymore before they will come for me and say that I'm saying men as scum. No, anybody can be toxic. And I feel like this intro is too long, so without further ado, let us jump right into the video. The first trait of toxicity, toxically, that I'll talk about is somebody who is selfish. Now, if you're not ready to die to self, then I feel like you should not be in a commitment, because just be dating yourself now, auntie, uncle. Just be dating yourself. This is me also trying not to use auntie, uncle. Just be dating yourself. If you're watching this, or if you know anybody that you want to share this with, please feel free. Don't be in a relationship if you're a selfish person. Now, is this say that there are no traits of selfishness in everybody? Oh, absolutely not. I've heard before that every human being is naturally selfish, right? But it takes intentionality, it takes commitment, it takes the love that binds you people together to say that, okay, for this one, I'm going to look away from how I feel and let you have your way. You guys see those mugs they hold when they say Mr. Right, Mr. Always Right, and things like that. I mean, it's all fun and games. Is like, yeah, you're always right. But in reality, if somebody is always right, it's only your opinion that counts. And how do you know you're selfish? It is your opinion that is always right. It is your own things that must always be done. When the person's friends want to come over, oh no, because you have excuses for everything. Like, it just means that you're so self-centered. And sometimes you also know a selfish person by how much of a taker they are. Like, you're always taking from me, you're taking my time, taking my money, taking my emotions without giving. Everything about this relationship is about that person. Then those are traits of a selfish person. I cannot overemphasize the importance of communication in a relationship. So communicate it. If you've identified that your partner is toxic in this regard, is selfish, then tell the person, babe, every single time. You don't even say babe with conversations like that. Oluwafemi, Shagun, let's have this conversation, right? And tell the person that, okay, this is what I've realized, this is what I've realized. It is when they don't accept it, that's even like the green lights, like But if they accept and like they're willing to put in the work, then you guys can like it's just being intentional about it that matters going forward, and you reviewing it over time and saying that, okay, this person has changed. However, if the person is unwilling to change, then that's when you know that separation has to take place. Go and work on yourself, go and develop yourself while I develop myself as well, and then if God permits, to come back together. But see, let me even relate it to marriage. A long life commitment like marriage, if you end up with somebody who is selfish, then you're going to end up miserable for it. Trust me. Except there is change, except there is conviction, personal conviction from the Holy Spirit. I say conviction, I don't know, from the Holy Spirit. I mean, even in a marriage relationship, I'm sure married people can relate. Sometimes even you personally, because it's always easier to point fingers at your partner in a relationship or a marriage, right? But even sometimes for you, you're like, you do some things, and then if you have the Holy Spirit as your witness, you're like, okay, I know that I was literally selfish there. Or sometimes you're like, today I want to be selfish. Like, you people should go and eat cold fish like I always do. I saw that TikTok trend. Like, you people should sort yourself. Everybody eats Indomie. Like, you can choose yourself, right? But when that now becomes your norm or your partner's norm every day, like, I'm choosing myself, I'm choosing like, bro, why did you take me to the altar? Why did we get married? There I go again. Why did we get married if you want to keep living for you're not willing to make sacrifices? And when children start coming into the picture, a selfish person might be selfish to you. There's no how that trait will still show when it comes to children. So I mean, it's just important that you nip it in the bud right now. And at the end of this, I'm going to address as it relates to like singles and married by the grace of God. And I feel like I'm talking too fast, so let me calm down, okay? But if the person is selfish, you will know in the trait of only his excuses are valid. No, don't go and see this person. It's only my father's village. You must go this Christmas. Every time. I've actually gotten a DM like that before, right? It's always, oh, me. You know, everything has to revolve around the person. Excuse. Sir or ma, perhaps you should go and marry yourself. The next point I'm going to talk about, which I spoke about in passing, is somebody who is too jealous of your love. Let me explain that. Like, so you see how you're dating somebody and the person does not want you to be close to anybody else. Like, that possessiveness is a spirit. The only person that can possess me is my Lord and Savior. If you did not make me, you cannot possess me. Now, when I'm married, obviously I'm your spirit, soul. No, not spirits. So my body is yours as my husband, as my partner. However, when it now comes, I cannot share my emotions or my love, my time, my finances with my siblings, my parents. Then that is where you know that this person, that is a toxic relationship right there. Like, that is a toxic trait right there from that person. Like, if I've heard of cases where people say, oh, I have a friend, we're so close, and then we even seen in movies, see that movie, right? Like, the person now becomes so jealous of whoever you're close with, and then as if the jealousy is not enough, it's now, I ban you from going. Sir, nobody can ban me. I ban you from going to this person's house, or no, this is the toxic trait right here. Actually, they will now start pointing out all the bad attitudes, bad in quotes, of that person as a means of turning your back against this person. Like, you hear them say things like, oh, this person is not worth your time, or is not reciprocating the love you're giving to them. They are selfish. The selfish person telling you that somebody is selfish. It happens like that every time, so it's just important that you watch out for those signs. I've been in a relationship before. You as in, how I feel like I want to jump, but it's okay. This is where I feel like talking about it. How every time it is only your emotions. If you're sad, everybody has to be sad for the next 1 year that you are sad. Thank God I not date person for up to 1 year, Shabo. Like, I'm just saying, like, they'll be pointing out all the bad traits of your family members without knowing that even they themselves, they're humans and a work in progress. They'll tell you, like, it's not. See, we'll come to that. People that talk down on you, that's another ball game. But you now take it to the people I love, that I spend time with. You now tell me that, oh, this person is not worth your time, or this person is, you're always doing too much for this person. The person never does anything for you. Why are you pointing out these things to me? Do you want me to start fighting with the people I love? I cannot leave my sisters. I cannot leave my father and my mother. You leave your father and mother when you get married. But to be serious. But anyway, like, you guys get the picture. You can tell that it's from a negative vibe. You can tell that the person is really just trying to turn your back against the people you love. They want to own and possess you. forbid it. The next point is the elephant in the room: abusive, emotional abusive, physical abusive, abuse, anyone. Like, I feel like people's eyes are getting open to physical abuse, even though it's still so plenty, right? But you say that emotional abuse, it is so subtle, gosh, yet it is so common. How that you do things that hurt me. Let's even start from words, right? Because a part of emotional abuse is verbal abuse, because you're not physically hurting me, right? But you're talking me down, telling me that you're not fine. Go and wear makeup before you go out. Hello, like, you are the one meant to be building me up. Why are you telling me to go and wear makeup before I go out? Right? Or another aspect of emotional abuse is saying that, oh, no wonder, you refer to your exes or whatever it is you've told them, no wonder anybody could not trust you. Or maybe if you make a mistake, they'll say, oh, no wonder this, no wonder that. That is emotional abuse. You have an idea and the person is already talking it down, like, oh, it's not your type they're looking for, don't try it. Or it's a case of you have an idea and the person is already seeing all of the problems in your idea every single time. And you that you have the idea, especially if it's not like an idea that needs like a consultation, like, it's not like, oh, that's your specialty, you're a business consultant, so you have every right to show me the 4 P's of an idea. You have every right to, give me theories. No, that's not your specialty. It's just that you're choosing to just be very antagonistic, thank you, babe, about my ideas. Like, you're like, oh, no, you can't do it, you can't, no, you should not, you should never. See, this one, if they want to change, let them go and change from afar. This one, I don't think anybody deserves to be in a relationship where they're trying to confide in their partner, they're trying to, like, get encouragement and some form of, ginger from their partner. It's that same partner that is talking you down. I don't think anybody deserves to be in this relationship. Watch out for patterns like this, because it's always so evident, like I said. Anyway, another form of emotional abuse is when somebody begins to value many other things in their life over you. So yes, you're saying we're not married, right? So yeah, your parents come first, your siblings come first. Even if you're married, it's fine. I'm not fighting for anybody's love. Like, you can love all of us, to be honest. It's no you can't send money to your uncle, you can but let me just if the person's spare time, you acknowledge that God is the head, right? So yes, that one comes before you. But then the person spending time with their family, spending time every time with their friends, tomorrow, oh no, I'm going to hang out with guys. And then you are here like, can you spend time with me? Like, it's not out of a place of just once in a while go and do your thing, or even when you want, just not to balance it, right? But no, the person is always out and about, everything they're doing, they don't even carry you along. I mean, sis, brother, because like I said, anybody can be toxic. Anyway, another point is somebody who doesn't applaud you at all. Like, you're doing well, you get an award in your office, or you ace an exam, and then the person is just okay, all right, like, everybody daily you, congratulations, and the person is not your cheerleader. And the person, see, don't even be the leader, just be part of the cheer group, right? The person is just very, and it's kind of difficult to say this because I'm imagining that is it possible, but trust me, this is what some people go through. I know this because I've seen it in my DMs, right? How can somebody you claim to love achieve this much, and then you're just like, okay, I'll fly to the UK for the convocation, and that's it. Like, even when you go, yes, you might come bringing flowers, but you're not showing that, well done, babe. You're not showing that, oh, you have done well, And this is not, there are some people that don't really know how to express themselves, right? So if you cannot express yourself in words, then show it. Give me a hug. Like, let me even know. But those that just act as though your achievements are nothing. Oh my God, that's a major red flag. Like, in life, in marriage, in a long life commitment like marriage, you need somebody who is going to be cheerleading you, because there are days that you just don't feel like it. There are days that, and that's the reality of it, there are days that you feel like I'm just tired, like I'm tired of everything, you're overwhelmed. So yes, I know that you get your strength in the place of prayer and all of that, but it also helps when there is somebody physically who can give you a hug, tell you you're doing very well, is cheering you on, applauding you, giving you ginger. It really helps. Not somebody that is just like, whatever, when you're done from your hole, you come out of it and then you move on with your life. If your joy is not his or a joy, then it's a major red flag, trust me. The next thing I'm going to talk about is somebody who is not considerate at all. Like, I've heard stories of many people, newlyweds, like they'll say, oh, I was cleaning here and he just sat down there and he didn't help me. So I'm like, okay, be verbal about it. A lot of times many men don't know that they're supposed to stand up and help you. They just say, oh, you're on top of it, you're doing it, or maybe they're distracted or things like that. If you're not vocal and verbal about it, like, babe, can you give me a hand? Or like, can you take the children to school or something? No, not children to school. That's going too far. That's a marriage relationship. That's not what I'm talking about. Something that I say, oh, can you give me a hand? Can you help me get groceries? Can you do this? And the person, even though you know that the way their day is set up can accommodate it, they are literally giving you excuses, and then it happens all of the time. No, helpmeet. Yes, they say, oh, the woman is a helpmeet, but trust me, when you also have, because children will come into the picture, you cannot do superwoman alone. You need a superman, you need the cape of the superman to be superwoman. Don't quote me, Sha, but you guys get the picture, right? It just helps to have that person who is in your corner, really considerate, who can say, don't worry about this one, I got it. Or when you're vocal about it, please get this and this and this on the way. It's not like, no, what's your job? You just sit down at home all day, take care of children. Why can't you go and get it yourself? And I'm having to bring it to children now, because actually that's what the reality is going to be if you end up with this person without addressing these issues. Another point is, you see those people that guilt trip you. You guys have agreed about something, they'll now bring it up again. But babe, and I'm not even talking about the little things, the kind of movie we're going to watch, like those things that form a friendship. Like, come and guilt trip me in love now, in friendship now. Like, you'll even say, okay, don't worry, let's just do this, let's go to Mr. Biggs instead of tantalizers, I'll give you 2,000 naira extra. Like, those things are fun, but when the major life decisions, for instance, where you want to live, the kind of jobs to take, like things like that, if somebody is constantly guilt tripping you about the decisions you make for yourself, then you need to reassess that relationship. You need to reassess the situation of things going on there, because trust me, this life is only one, right? Now, having somebody tell you about the major decisions you're going to make, and I feel like guilt tripping is from a place of selfishness, because at the end of the day, you want me to do things your way every time. The major problem is when this becomes that person's signature, right? Every human being, like I said, has an atom of selfishness in them. So once in a while it happens, you can even address it. Even as married couples, I'm sure a lot of people can relate, right? But I'm saying, when you see red flags like that, before going into the marriage, before committing into that relationship, then it's important that you address it before you move on, because you don't help anybody. So you're wondering, tolulopesolutions, you have spoken about all these things, you have joked around it, but you have heard you. What do I do if I am in this case? See, if you're married, I can only say that keep talking about it, keep praying to God about it. Yes, it really works. The heart of kings are in the hands of the Lord. He switches it wherever you want. Keep pushing. Be the better and bigger person in that relationship. As hard as that sounds, as a married person, there are a lot of times that you die to yourself, not because your partner is dead to themselves or is dying to themselves, but just because you know that this is the right thing to do. Marriage, you test your faith walk, right? So it's important that you just keep showing up for your marriage and constantly talk about it as best as you can. However, if you're in a relationship, please, I beg you, there are things you need to reassess. There are hard conversations as they may seem, that you need to have now that will prevent you from hard circumstances and scenarios in the future. Don't be afraid to ask. Let me give you guys one gist. There's one guy I was dating one time, and then every time, I think I've mentioned it before on this channel, every time, can you hear? It used to pay me. If you're in church together and then the pastor is talking about, I said, why? You have to be submissive. You'll be tapping me every time. Can you hear? And because I'm I don't even know what to say. Like, I couldn't really say, as in, why are you always telling me that? I just to swallow it. Like, I'll just laugh sometimes, like, I bet. But in my mind, I'm like, what type of this is this? Like, what is that's inside joke for me and my husband. What is all this? Like, can you take your own point for the men and leave me to understand what they're saying for the women? Not like every time you're pointing out, can you hear? If you're here, let me just say this in passing. One thing you don't want to do as a person is to constantly make your partner feel like they are not enough. Constantly make them feel like, you know, oh, this is what this person is doing. Why are you not doing it? The wisdom will teach you how to pass those kind of messages across in a not can you hear method, right? So for me, that was one of the pointers for me of, oh my god, this relationship, toxic. One time, let me also just you guys, I remember that he had claimed that I offended him, right? And in my mind, I'm even thinking that when we want to hang out, instead of you to come and pick me on the weekend, you say I should come and drive and meet you because you don't want to sacrifice. That's another thing I didn't mention. Sacrifice. If somebody is not sacrificial in the relationship, the chances of them being sacrificial, if it is not intentionally worked on in the marriage, is very slim, right? So again, let them accept it and let them start working on it, right? So back to my gist, because I know you guys love gist very much. So I driven to meet the person and all of that. So in my mind, I'm like, who is even selfish here? So he had claimed that I offended him after seeing a movie one time. He said I didn't take one bad news. He gave me very well, that I was very light about the matter and things like that. I think his sister was sick, or his sister's husband was sick or something. And to be honest, I was just giving him hugs, saying that I was sorry and things like that. But then again, Baba just walked out and he said I was making light of the situation. But because I also knew that was a sensitive issue, the next day I drove all the way to his house, almost 35 minutes drive. I now got to his house. He was living with his other brother. I now got there and I said, so where is this person? He's not around. Okay, I'll wait for him. I called him, wasn't picking my calls. The brother now called him. He now picked up the call and the phone was on speaker. I can see Lele, like, you don't value me. The phone was on speaker and I said, where are you? He said, I'm somewhere. And I said, he mentioned where he was, right? This brother and I said, oh, Tolu is waiting for you at home. And I said, I'm not expecting her. I can do it, but I'm only human. Like, I just said, okay, I had even brought fruit, so I just dropped the fruit for the brother. I said, no problem. For me, and I think I've mentioned it a number of times, how that I knew that relationship wasn't right for me, and I was just praying for God's will to be done, and thankfully he came around and he broke up with me. Like, so those are just the eye openers, and I can relate now how that, what if he didn't break up with me? Does this mean that I would have gone ahead with the relationship? I probably didn't have that confidence then, but I'm handing you the baton now. Please take care. Walk out of an abusive relationship. Walk out of a toxic relationship. If you communicate it to them and they don't change, if somebody does not see your value, it is not good. I don't know what else to, say it. I don't know how to say it. It is not advisable. It is not good for you to go ahead with a relationship like that. The Lord is our combined strength. I'm sure this video will be all over the place, but please get the message, and I'll see you guys in the next one. If you have any traits or you want people to watch out for, please put it in the comment section below so we can all learn from each other. Yeah, bye for now. Welcome, babe. They will share my idea. African men, like, can't you just be romantic? Say, welcome, babe. You say, oh honey, oh sweetie. Sweetie, oh jawo. I'm just too goofy today. I actually have to go and give my husband food.
You know, Paul, wow.
Yes. Please, social distancing.
Yeah. Can you distance from yourself? Can you social distance from yourself?
Rolla. Are you ready to eat? You say you serve yourself. Thanks. Well done. Or they are not reciprocating the love you're giving, the time and the attention you're giving to them. They are not.
It's not reciprocating.
What is it?
Reciprocates. Yes, reciprocating. Reciprocate.
Okay, reciprocate. So thank you. Yeah. Reaccess that relationship. You need to reaccess. Access bank name.
Pair of jeans, a shirt or two. We didn't pack as if we weren't going back. Doesn't matter if it's true. I've got a feeling love will give us what we lack.